How I overcame out of GPU memory in Blender. Before starting this video, I wanna ask, have you ever experienced this issue in Blender? I'm 100% sure you will face this issue called out of GPU memory in the future or even now if you do a heavy project like me. So in this video, I'll be sharing tips and tricks that everyone can use along with invaluable hidden information I discovered while working on my own short film project. Actually, I was planning to talk about this topic shortly after releasing the short film that summer day, which is based on both my real life and imagination. You know what? It takes so much time to finish the short film, so I decided to release this video first. Sorry I talked too much. Let's get started. Tip number 1. Optimize your scene as much as possible. If your scene is filled with high poly models, use this method. Decimate your high poly models. It's easy to do. First, select the object you want to make low poly, go to the modifier tab and select decimate. In decimate tab, you can lower the ratio value by dragging your mouse. For example, this is one of my short film scenes showing cars passing through a city at night. But as you can see, this scene is focused on bokeh. It means I don't have to care about how the cars look. I saw it was okay not to decimate high poly models at the beginning because I'm using a laptop with an RTX 4070 graphic card. But I soon realized that I was overestimating my laptop. So I highly recommend you to decimate your high poly models to reduce your render time or avoid any other issue even if you are using high performance PC. There are also more tips to optimize your scenes such as merge by distance, lowering subdivision value, and unsubdivide. Moreover, if you copy the same object like this, you can use instancing. You can copy the object by pressing Alt-D instead of Shift-D if you want to copy multiple objects. Or you can make them in collocation and use collocation instancing like this. Tips number 2. Remove useless objects. To reduce your render time or optimize your scene, you must use this method. Just removing objects that can't be seen from the camera angle can make your scene render faster. As you can see, I removed as many objects as possible inside the car to prevent out of GPU memory issue. Tips number 3. Change your render setting. Many people tend to skip this before rendering, so I will explain how important it is. First of all, max bounces in light paths. According to the official Blender website, they said maximum number of light bounces. For best quality, this should be set to the maximum. However, in practice, it may be good to set it to lower value for faster rendering. A value of 0 bounces results in direct lighting only. That means we don't have to set this value in maximum. It is optional. As you can see, there's no big differences between default and full global illumination. For me, I used to set this value to 4 except volume because I don't use volumetric cube as well. It depends on what the scene is. And another underrated feature in Blender called Simplify. You can do this by turning on the checkbox to clamp all your object texture to resolution you want. Not only texture resolution, but also you can remove your max subdivision in this tab. Moreover, go to the Performance tab and try different value for tile size. Then compare how long each one takes to render and find the most ideal tile size on your scene. So I'm gonna render this thumbnail scene in different tile size 512, 1024, and 2048. Lastly, it'll be good to turn on the persistent data checkbox to render faster when you render the same scene again. Little things can drastically improve your scene. Tips number 4. Use your VRAM efficiently. It is easy to miss, so you must keep it in mind. Before talking about importance, I want to explain VRAM. What is VRAM? Well, RAM is the memory available to the CPU, whereas VRAM is the memory available to the GPU. When rendering an image or animation, your PC uses VRAM if you send your device to GPU compute. Then what will happen when your VRAM is full? Yeah, of course, out of GPU memory. It means we need to use our VRAM efficiently. To use efficiently, we need to know this. First, change your viewport to solid before rendering. But why? Because PC is rendering two things simultaneously, viewport and render. So before rendering, you must change your render viewport to solid. And if you want to check your VRAM in status bar, like me, go to Edit, Preferences, Interface, Status Bar, check the video memory. Now you can check your VRAM in status bar. Bonus tip number 1. Use NVIDIA Optics. Just use this if you have NVIDIA graphic card, or you can use other things. To enable it, go to Edit, Preferences, System, click Optics, click Graphic Card, save Preferences. I don't know why, but using only graphic card is more faster than using both of them in render time. Bonus tip number 2. Turn off any other running application when rendering. Rendering is a heavy processing for a PC, so you need to turn off any other running application such as Chrome, Steam, and Discord to let your PC focus on rendering. Bonus tip number 3. Use memsaver add-on. This is not sponsored, but I want to introduce this add-on to everyone. You can manage your VRAM efficiently using this add-on from Polygon. If you are struggling to manage VRAM in Blender, please consider buying this add-on. It is available in Blender Market and Gumroad. Link is in the description. Bonus tip number 4. Use render farm. As I said, rendering is a heavy processing for a PC, especially for a potato PC. So if you have some money, you can pay it. There's a lot of render farm site on Google. And I found one of amazing video from Damian. He renders animation using Google Colab system for free. I will link this video too. I haven't ever tried this, but I hope it will be helpful to you guys. Finally, it's time to experiment with my potato laptop. I'm going to render these 3 scenes and compare how long each one takes on my laptop and my potato laptop. I'm gonna render this image on my laptop without optimization, while my potato laptop will use optimization. Results were unbelievable. As I said, I'm going to render this image on my potato laptop, but I thought it would be impossible to render this image on my laptop because my laptop is real potato. But unexpectedly, it totally works. You can render this complicated scene after optimizing your scene. This is the power of optimization. I know it isn't as fast as Sigma laptop, but we need to understand that this is Potato laptop. It is successful and meaningful for me. I rendered these heavy scenes in Potato laptop. Okay, that's all about in this video. Let me know your thought in comment section. Happy blending everyone. Bye bye.